Hello everybody, welcome to round 4 of tournament 8 on my road to 1500 over the board. I'm going to share with you guys a game where white definitely got the advantage out the open in this particular game, and I just knew I had to fight back from a position that was a bit uncomfortable. But I wasn't lost yet until I made one move which blundered a pawn, and then I became lost, and I'm like, oh snaps, and I had to pull something out of my hat, and my opponent missed it. Like, he gave the game back to me, and of course, if you give me a second opportunity to win, I'm going to take it. So guys, without further ado, let's take a look at the game. My opponent opens up with the move e4. I play the move c6. My opponent plays d4. I play d5. My opponent pushes forward. We're getting into an advanced Caro-Kann again. I played an advanced Caro-Kann last game. Check out this game here if you have not already. I played the move bishop to f5. My opponent then plays this move h4. You know, this is another Caro-Kann trap. Watch this game right here if you guys have not already. People love these traps out of the Caro-Kann, okay guys? 9 times out of 10, they do not work if you play it correctly, but for some reason this tournament I was not playing the traps too correctly. This game I do close it out, but this is another trap. I'm going to make a video called Caro-Kann traps. If you are a Caro-Kann player, these are the traps you want to be aware of, because in this position, when your opponent plays move h4, and say you played a normal developing move like knight to d7, then he would play this move g4, you know, the bishop would back up, and then he would play the move g5, then the bishop would come to e4, then the f-pawn will be pushed, and now you got to lose the bishop. So these are just lines to be careful of out of the Caro-Kann, because no matter what, people just always have their tricks, so you got to know the tricks and the lines. And I've been playing the Caro-Kann for just a little bit over a year now, so I'm getting very much aware and accustomed to all the tricks, and I am so sad about round 1 of this tournament. Again guys, check out this game if you have not already, because I fell victim to a Caro-Kann trap, but in this game of course I do not, but I don't play this opening as well as I would like to. h6, my opponent plays g4, going for his attack, right? I play the move bishop to e3. He plays the move f3. I drop my bishop back. He plays this move e6. Then I cut. My opponent then plays bishop to d3. Then I cut. My opponent then plays queen takes. I play the move knight f6. What was the better move? The better move was e5. Yeah. Instead of knight f6, I should have played e5. Yeah, that's a beautiful move. But anyway, I played knight f6. My opponent then developed his dark square bishop, and I'm a bit worried in this position. I don't like this at all. I played the move queen to a5. Not the right idea in this position. So again, guys, you can see white is beating me down in this opening. I have to know my opening. I got to do some opening study. This week is going to be all about opening prep, all about opening study, because this weekend taught me that, you know, I don't know my Caro-Kann as much as I thought I did, apparently, because I didn't like this position at all for me. After queen to a5, my opponent plays knight to c3. Then I play the move knight to a5. My opponent gets castle. I get castle. My opponent plays rook to e1. At this point, I'm like, I am not playing this so well, but of course I have to fight. And guys, believe it or not, all this to say, guys, remember I am a +1 out the opening, right? He gambited a pawn. He gambited that e6 pawn. So be clear, I am a +1 out the opening. White is better here, but white isn't clearly better until I make this crazy blundering move g5. And the thing about g5 was, I looked at it. I looked at g5. I just knew after g5, I must have said g5, bishop takes, and then pawn takes, and he can't take back because he has a rook. But I forgot after g5, the pawn could just take back. First, the bishop doesn't have to take back, the pawn takes back. I don't know what I was thinking, guys, but I made this blundering move g5, just gave up my g-pawn, and in this position, I just want to resign. I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I doing with my life? You know, white went from being a little bit better, but still pretty good fighting chances for black. But after g5, it's just completely lost for black. It's completely lost, and I knew I was lost. But my opponent gives me room to breathe, and what you can't do against a fighter like me is give me room to breathe, because once I start catching my breath, I start to get my get back. You know what I mean? So after g5, my opponent cuts, and then I have to move my knight to d5, and then my opponent takes, of course, and I play the move knight to b4, looking at my opponent's queen. Again, guys, I know I'm lost. I'm just trying to fight here. I play the move knight to b4. My opponent then moves queen to e6, and then I take check, my opponent takes, and then my queen takes. And at this point, white is totally won. There's so many different ways he could win this game. I don't know why he didn't just play queen takes e6. Queen takes e6 works, okay? I thought he was for sure gonna play queen takes e6, like 110% sure. Like I knew I was winning. White's better by 4.1 points here. If I was white and I had somebody in this position, I know that I'm better. But anyway, queen takes e6 works. The computer is saying queen to b3 or queen to a3. So my opponent had many options. But guys, instead, he gave me room to breathe. He played the move bishop to e5. And I said, I did one of these. Whoop. It's like bishop to e5 just rejuvenated my whole entire chess game. I was just like, did he really play that? Did he play bishop e5? Like, am I seeing this correctly? Yeah, he did. So immediately knight captures e5, and at this point I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna win this game. I was pretty positive that this is my game from here. My opponent then plays the move d capture again. Queen captures was best. I guess he didn't want to use his queen no more. As a result of this game, we're 2-2 against each other in tournament play. I think that he was more concerned. He wanted to get this pawn passed, and I don't know what he was concerned with. He thought that he could push these pawns. That's what he wanted to do. He's the type of guy, he wants to sack things and push pawns. But, you know, that was just a bad thing to do, bishop to e5. He put me back in the game, and I couldn't have been more grateful. Then I played the move d4, asking his queen a question. Not the best move, but still a good move. I knew I was winning. The computer really likes bishop takes h6 for me, because after bishop takes h6, rook takes h6, and then d4. Then you got to move your queen somewhere. Where you going with the queen? You know, you obviously want to protect your rook here. Okay, so let's say you try to protect your rook, like queen a4. Then I get to play d3, and I get to basically like walk this pawn down, and you about to get mated actually. So you're gonna lose a piece. So after knight takes e5, he took with the pawn. I played the move d4. Do you know what he had the audacity to play? He was so in love. That's what it is. You know, guys, it just dawned on me. He played this move, such a bad move, because he wants to walk these pawns down, right? I'm thinking that he just blundered. Right? But now that I see this here, after knight takes, pawn takes, d4, why would he make a move like queen to d2, which just absolutely loses the game? That means that he wanted to absolutely hold on to this h-pawn. He's so in love with this idea of walking these pawns down, right? He's so in love with this idea of walking these pawns forward that he literally got mated in his back rank, because you are overlooking your back rank issues. Guys, this was not a game that I was happy about. You know, obviously I didn't win. I didn't outplay my opponent. He didn't outplay me, but I didn't outplay him. This was a series of bad decisions from both parties. After queen takes, his bishop went there, and after that, my guy, you just gave me life. After knight takes, I just knew I was winning. I knew I was clearly better, and he took with the pawn, just in love with this idea that unfortunately does not work, and I just get to walk my pawn up. Where are you going with that queen? Where are you going with that queen, buddy? You got to move it somewhere. The reality is that you're losing this pawn, and there's nothing you could do about it, right? And you're losing the position now. I played a move d4, and he put his queen on d2 and got checkmated. So guys, this is a game that worked out in my favor. I was grateful for it, because there's been plenty of games that I was clearly better and I made a silly decision as well. So this was a great win for me. Gained a ton of elo from this game here. Beat a higher rated player, but you know, I wasn't happy with my performance in terms of some of my opening decisions, and in terms of g5 especially. G5, pawn g5, hanging my pawn there really pissed me off. But I got the W at the end of the day. Yeah! So I'm really looking forward to reviewing my openings this week, and that is what a lot of my study will be on. Just openings out the Carl Khan, just looking at different traps that my opponents love to play out the Carl Khan, so I don't fall into them again like I did in this round. Or, no, I didn't fall into a trap this round, but move like g5. I was a little bit more unsettled in the opening than I should have been. You know, I should know these things. I should know how to deal with situations like this. But I do meet with my coach in less than an hour. I'm excited to go over it. I'm excited to do a lot of opening prep, a lot of opening study this week, guys. So thank you so much for taking a look at this game with me, and I will see you in the next video.